can't accept the loss, I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting nobody rob me of my victory. Number one, that's what I'm meant to be. When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of the Fair Catch Podcast. I'm alive and well. I hope you are. If you're new here and you haven't already, look below. You can see that subscribe button is not pressed. Go ahead and hit that button below. Go ahead and subscribe to the most amazing, awesome podcast that has two brothers who's in the studio with blue lights on the wall. That's specific.
Yep. That's what we got.
That's what we got. If you hit that button and you look below, you see that comment section is not filled out with something kind.
Nice.
Kind. And I'm talking to you, YouTube guy. YouTube guy. I'm gonna get his thing. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Nope. I don't know what to put. I don't know what to put 7. He had a little swear word. I ain't gonna say the swear word. But he said, never seen a dude max out a snapback before. Guess what? I don't know what to put 7.
Joke's on you.
It ain't maxed out.
2 things. That's a dumb handle.
It's a dumb handle.
And I got 2 buttons, so it's not maxed out.
You got 2 buttons left in that chrome dome he got.
Yeah.
So, we love you anyway. Thanks for commenting on the video.
I mean, sure.
I mean, hey, it's
haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. Potatoes gonna potate. Tell them to block out the haters, but you know.
Potate.
Potate.
I like it.
It's not even a word.
But we can make it a word.
It's our show. We can do what we want.
Call up Webster.
Let's not do that. But
okay.
If you look beside that and you see that notification bell is not pressed, go ahead and hit that, because then it just makes it so much easier for you to know when we drop new episodes, which is every Wednesday unless have fallen ill, which seems to happen a lot. But nonetheless, we keep this thing moving. Zachary, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah? Co-host Zach, everybody. He had head reduction surgery. And the swelling has to go down a little bit. He really took that comment to heart. He's hoping to get 3 buttons done.
I was really confused where you're going with that.
Every time I see that, I just think maxed out snapback is what his name is. I should change your contact in my phone to max out snapback.
Now I'm the wise man.
He is the wise man. But the thing is, though, is that dude.
We end every episode with.
We end every episode. Now, granted, it was just a clip, so he probably didn't see the episode. But we end every episode say something nice, and he chose to say something not nice, and for that I apologize.
It's okay. My thing is like
you do have a big head, though.
I do have a big head.
Some people have large chromes. It's all right.
They call them chrome domes.
No, that's bald.
That's bald people.
It's bald people. But I mean, you got a big one.
I do have a big head. It's fine.
You got a big head, little arms, small ears.
Okay. My thing is like the whole video, that whole clip we put on, that's the one thing he's.
I know, that's the thing, dude. Like, he had to micro focus in, even to see the video, even to see the snapback, even to see the buttons.
Why are you focusing on my hat,
He
bro?
must have zoomed in to see the buttons on your forehead. Like, oh, that dude's got a big head, huh? Oh, look at that. He snapped that, maxed it out. Hey, but at least you're known for something now. I mean, you got to max, I prevent that, because I have a big head too. I prevent that by buying larger size hats, so I don't have to max out. But some people, hey, you rock it. You rocked a big head, so it's all good.
Okay.
But only I can say that. The rest of you have to be nice, because
yeah, he's been mean to me my whole life.
Yeah. So why
why start now?
Why stop now? Why switch it up? But yeah. But you're good. You're good. You didn't take that too hard.
Whatever.
You got.
It was better 15 minutes ago before I knew your kid had a fever.
Yeah, well.
He's going to ruin our plans. I can feel it.
It's Tuesday. We don't have plans till the weekend.
Yeah, he's going to ruin our whole week plans.
Well, not for you. You can still go and do stuff.
No, but it's not as much.
Well, I know it's not as fun without me, because I am the life of the party. Duh. But I have responsibilities,
He'll be fine.
I'm sure he will be just fine by the weekend.
Speak it.
Speak it. Well, no,
just like James with that field goal.
Yeah, well, he ran out of juice then.
He ran out of juice.
He wasted.
He should have used that at
juice.
the end.
Yeah, he should have. Man, what an abysmal game that was.
I can't believe we lost on a botched standoff.
We're going to get into that because I really only have 2 games that I really want to talk about. So, I mean, we're just going to get rolling with the show, ladies and gentlemen, because this is what we're here for. We're here for sports.
Sports!
We're going to talk ball, talk life. Your life going well?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah? Your week going solid? Yeah. Other than being told what to do by schmucks and schmoozes.
It's
Air out your grievances, bro.
It's just another week.
Air them out, dude.
Another week. Another week in the life of Zachary.
That sounds like the most
Horrible television show.
horrendous reality television show. But I feel like it'd also be like one of those shows that's such a train wreck you'd have to watch. And not for the fact that your life's exciting, but the fact that your life is so boring. I thought about it this morning, not you. But like all I do is go to work, come home.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I go to church on Sundays.
And Wednesdays.
And Wednesday nights. Oh, no. Unless we specifically have plans, like, I don't do anything. That's kind of depressing.
My life's just as
I should
boring.
really fix that. So if you need a... Never mind, I ain't going to say that.
If you need
we ain't going to go there. But reach out, email Zachary. It's zigzag@gmail.com.
At love.
At love. The love connection. He does need a girlfriend, so.
Yeah, like, y'all guys are doing all this family photos. Mine's going to be like...
Dude, I don't even know what they want. Like, I don't...
Mine's going to be like... Mine's going to be the most sad thing ever.
Well, they're probably going to get like an old... You're probably going to get that picture that we have on the wall of like us 4 years ago.
And just
I don't take pictures now. Like, I've gotten too pudgy.
I was going to say fluffy.
Pudgy, fluffy, you know those cinnamon M&Ms.
Cinnamon.
So,
I love cinnamon M&Ms.
Cinnamon M&Ms. Like, I don't take photos anymore. Like, it's got to be like at a certain angle, dude. And it's got to be like a pier.
It's got to be it.
So that's showing the multitudes of chins we got going on like that. You know what I mean? Like, jeez. I know Katie's gonna want to do it, and I ain't gonna want to do it, and she's gonna want to do it. I'm gonna have to tell her no, and it's gonna be a whole thing.
Well, she does this complain too.
Oh, she complained. I don't like to take photos right now until I lose a little bit of weight. I want to lose a little bit of weight.
It's a little baby weight.
So it's a little bit more. It's a couple babies. I want to lose it. All she wants to do is take photos. All I want to do is not take photos. So we're at a crossroads here.
Cody Rhodes.
Whoa,
smoking mirrors.
whoa.
Smoking mirrors.
So yeah,
Right.
I mean, I'm not sure we'll take the photos because she typically
Happy
gets
wife,
what
happy life.
yeah, she gets what she wants. But let's see how it goes. You ain't gonna see them. I can promise you that. You will not see them.
Here's a picture
If
now.
if homeboy makes jokes about his maxed out snapback, can only imagine. Like,
I mean, they're looking at you now.
I know, but you know what? The camera adds 10 pounds.
Tens of pounds.
Tens is a pounds. That's what the camera adds. So we're gonna roll with that. Zachary,
Okay.
Let's go ahead and get into this past week of football, shall we? Because it was
It was something.
I don't know, man. This season has been weird, dude.
Yeah.
Like from the start, like everybody is getting hurt. Now, I don't know if that means like, the tail end of the season is gonna be fire. Which would be dope. Like if the tail end of the season was epic because everyone's coming back from injury, that would be cool. But man, I'm thinking of Fred Warner who not only dislocated his ankle, but he broke his ankle. So you got to think he's probably donezo. Washington sacked Lita Dorrance Armstrong, did something with his hammy. Who knows what that's going to look like?
Because we saw how Terry's hammy's been.
Quad.
Oh, sorry.
Debo's has a lingering heel thing that he's played through for 2 weeks, but last night he looked a little off. They had to tape it up pretty good from what I understand, so who knows how long he's going to be, like what kind of effect that's going to have.
He can take a break when Terry and Noah come back.
Well, then, so Treylon Burks is visiting with the team tomorrow. I'm going to tell you that. Yeah,
I saw it.
Yeah, he's visiting with the team tomorrow. They signed Drake Jackson, which is a defensive end who was in San Francisco, but he tore his meniscus, I think, in 23. And I think he tore it towards the end of the season, so he couldn't play at all last season. So then the Niners waived him.
Rude.
So I mean, hey, but he's obviously went through all the workouts. He obviously showed Commanders that he can still do it, and they need help. They need help. And Treylon Burks is a former first-round pick, so We'll see. Like, I mean, they haven't signed, but I can't remember his first visit was with the Browns.
I didn't read that.
His first visit was with somebody else. He's coming to see us to Washington tomorrow. You have to think that if that's happening, I know they released a guard this morning, Tyler Cooper, right? Is that his name? They released him this morning, so they've got, but he's on the practice squad. I think if they sign, I know Jackson's stay active. You have to think if they sign Burke, either Chris Moore's got to go, or at what point do you just
say bye, Burke?
Sever. We'll get into that. Cut. Let's get into that. Go ahead with.
So Thursday Night Football, the Eagles lost to the New York Football Giants.
Yeah, that one was. That one was a little interesting because.
Why do people say that? The
New York Football Giants. We've already discussed that before on the show.
Have we?
Yeah, we have.
Well, I don't remember.
I don't know why either. But that one was really weird because, yeah, I know NFC, you got your divisional games and those are always close.
That wasn't close.
That wasn't really close. And the Eagles look
abysmal.
They look rough.
They look boring.
There's obviously something wrong there.
They look boring.
They do look boring. And that you run.
They look like 2023.
Look, if you want, the tush push is not going to be around next year. I can almost guarantee you that. I have you do 4 back-to-back tush pushes, and almost on every one of those, there was false starts that no one called, missed formations that no one called, because you can't officiate the play because it's so bundled and tight together. It's so jam-packed that you can't officiate it properly. So why have it in the league? Because if you're all about fairness and competition, okay, cool. But if there's a play that you can literally run 4 times from the 10, and you can get it in the end zone,
yeah,
and you're not going to officiate all the rules because everyone is seeing this now that false starts, miss illegal formations, everything like that. They're just missing and they're not calling it. So I think that really, really showed how bad that is because of how hard it is to officiate. And so I think they're just going to get rid of it because you can't have that. You can't line up on
I should have got rid of it last year because they were having the same problems the year before.
Yeah, it was 4 back-to-back, and the whole stadium was silent when they were running it. And it was boring, and I'm just on my phone watching it because I was like, oh, well, they're just going to keep pushing it until they get in. I mean, but hey, shout out to the Giants. I mean, Cam Scatterwood, dude's
a dog. The
dude definitely hit his head a lot growing up. I think he's got tinnitus for sure. The ringing in the ears with all the time he shakes his head.
Yeah.
But that dude runs hard. He puts his head down and he'll run through you. He'll run through you. Jackson Dart, dude, he showed some stuff. He showed some real stuff. Definitely got a concussion.
Brian Dable, get your checkbook out.
Yeah, he definitely got checked out. And why in heaven's name? I have never seen that before. We've been watching football for up 10 million years, and I have never seen a coach go into the blue medical tent just to be chased out of the blue medical tent. Then for a player to go into the blue medical tent to be chased out. And then he yelled at the team doctor.
You really don't want Russell Wilson in there that bad?
Well, did you see the first throw?
Oh, yeah, I did.
That was
something.
So
he saw that. He was like, is he okay? Is he okay?
Well, that's essentially what he said. They asked him about it, and he said that, yeah, if I was just seeing, for an update, how long would they think it was going to be? Because if it was going to be the amount of time that it actually was, he said I just would have called a timeout. but he couldn't get any answers. And you're not going to get any answers. That's just kind of how this thing works. Is you're at the mercy of the what's the word?
The doctors.
The bipartisan doctors, of the non-officiated doctors.
Right.
So you had to think. I thought fines were supposed to come out today. Maybe it's tomorrow. But you got to think. The New York Giants are probably going to get a hefty fine for that. Especially if their big thing is player safety and head safety and their concussion protocols.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you saw it, but Jackson Dart, when he went down, he was clearly holding his head. And then when the team doctors came over to check on him, he started stretching his hamstring. And it was smooth. It was a smooth little move, but he got his way. He got back in it, and they went into the game. I don't know if Russell stayed in there, they probably would have lost. So I get your point, Dayball, but still, dude.
Yeah, and the first thing you do after the guy comes out of the tent from being evaluated for concussion is say, "You okay, buddy?"
You pop him in the head, dude.
Really?
I'm kind of surprised at this point we haven't heard more about it, but such is life. Yeah, Eagles dropped it. They've now dropped 2 in a row. It's not about what you did; it's about what you do next. So we'll see if they can bounce back. Yeah. I mean, they're still talented. There's just something going on. They say everything's okay in Philadelphia, but it's not sunny in Philadelphia right now because I think there has to be some infighting because nothing is clicking with them. You see when Saquon Barkley's taken away and Jalen Hurts has to throw the ball. At least up to this point, he misses wide open guys down the field, and he's consistent within 10. But anything past that, it's a likelihood he's going to miss you, or turn the ball over like we saw Thursday. That was just a good read on the corner to come grab it out of I guess it was Devontae. I think it was Devontae out of his hands, but still, that was just you don't throw that ball.
Yeah.
It was rough, but good for New York. They got they probably got their Super Bowl win Thursday. But hey, good for you. Good for you.
The Broncos squeaked by the Jets 13-11.
Yeah, the Jets are so bad, dude. The Jets are so bad.
Not that good either, though.
Broncos are struggling. They've got that great defense too, man. And you paid Cortland Sutton not a whole lot, but you paid him. You extended him out. You've got the best corner in the league right now in Surtain, and your defense isn't doing a whole lot of nothing for stuff, Yeah. And it's just bad. And it's been like that for none of their games so far have been, oh, yep, that's the Denver Broncos defense.
Yeah.
It's just been, oh, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. They won a game. Close, but and I know it's not about how you do it as long as you do it, but you got to think that at some point, it's not going to be good enough.
Yeah, like the first round of the playoffs.
If they get that far.
The Seattle Seahawks beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-12.
Not surprised. Surprised.
The Jaguars beat the Dolphins 29-27.
You just said that Seattle beat Jacksonville.
The Chargers beat the Dolphins 29-27.
Not surprised, but I am surprised at the score.
Right, yeah, me too.
Is Miami waking up, or is the Chargers just kind of collapsing? I hope. Well,
you don't hope.
We still play Miami later.
Yeah.
But I really like you know what? It's a bad game. Bad game.
The Rams beat the Ravens 17-3.
You've got to wonder how much longer Lamar is going to be out and how much longer that Ravens team can handle not having him in.
And half that defense.
Yeah. I mean, I know that they were talking about Kyle Hamilton and Van Noy potentially being able to, get back into it, but right now, dude, it's looking bleak. It's looking bleak over there.
Bleak.
BLEAK.
The Colts beat the Cardinals 31-27.
Danny Dimes, dude. Indiana Jones is he's dealing, dude. He's dealing. Now, if we're going to use if we're going to use the same standards that everyone used for different teams last year, I understand that they have their schedule hasn't been necessarily the hardest.
Right.
But you play who you play. You play who's on your schedule. So I am still of the understanding, and I still stand by the fact that, you do the bad teams what you're supposed to do the bad teams if you're a good team. And if you followed that, leave a like. So right now, they're doing what they're supposed to do with bad teams. So you can't hate on that.
Yeah. The Panthers beat the Cowboys 30-27.
That I won't spend too much time on that, but that did surprise me. And in a sense, I know the Panthers always give the Cowboys trouble.
It was good for my heart.
But that just goes to show you, dude, that the offense is not the problem for Dallas. And when they get CD back, they're going to be cooking even more. They're going to be straight humming. But that defense is abysmal. Anyone can move the ball on the Dallas Cowboy defense right now. And we were touting earlier that Kenny Clark had been a good addition to that team. It doesn't look that way anymore. And I think we said it when we were talking about the trade. We need some time to watch. But at the time, it looked like Dallas got the better of that trade. Now, it's obvious that Green Bay with Micah Parsons is the better deal. Obviously. Right. We all probably had the understanding that was probably going to happen. But at the same time, I think Dallas fans were a little hopeful, especially with the first few games where people could not get anything going up the middle.
Right.
Running at Kenny, but now the defense is a problem for the Cowboys.
The Patriots beat the Saints 25-19.
Patriots on the roll, man. They're number one in the AFC North right now.
Yeah.
AFC East, I'm sorry. Kudos to them. The Bills, dude, they lost it.
We'll talk about that in a second. The Steelers beat the Browns 23-9.
Would it be an overreaction to say that Aaron Rodgers is back in his MVP form?
Yes. Yes, it would be.
I don't know, man.
This is his last year. He's already said it's the last year.
Is it?
Well, he said he could most likely see that this is probably his last year.
I mean, go out on top, dude. He's cooking right now. Pittsburgh.
They're probably going to win that division.
Yeah.
Especially if the Ravens can't get back into it.
Yeah, dude. Steelers, dude. They humming, dude.
The Raiders beat the Titans 20-10.
When you fire your head coach, and I don't even know, have they even named an interim yet?
Mike McCoy.
Okay, I didn't see that, but I don't necessarily. I put this out on X that they say rookie quarterbacks need all this time to develop and learn and perform and kind of get used to the whole thing. But you got to remember, like, I know you're a head coach and you've been a head coach over there for a couple of years now, but you yourself are a rookie with this quarterback. So anytime you get a new quarterback, you've got to figure each other out. So I don't like the fact that they fired him 6 weeks into a rookie quarterback season. That just doesn't seem fair, and I understand it's the NFL is not a fair league. It's a grown up business. I get that, but at the same time, it's 6 weeks into a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
That's not right by Callahan because he deserves some more time. That's also not right by Cam because now he's got to get used to another coach. And very unlikely this McCoy cat will be the head coach next year. So not only does he lose his first ever NFL head coach through the first 6 weeks, then he's going to lose. Now he's got to learn a whole new system under this new guy. Then he's likely going to lose him next year. So then you'll have to learn a whole new system. This guy will have to learn 3 systems within his first year of being in the NFL. That's not right. That's not setting your young guy up for success.
Yeah. It's Caleb Williams all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mind-boggling. Now Ben Johnson's got Caleb Williams, getting better, but
easy.
Yeah, so I don't like that move. But I guess they had to do something, and the easiest thing to do is to blame the head coach. So you're not gonna, your owners and GMs aren't gonna admit they did wrong by their picks, and I don't think they did wrong by their quarterback pick by any stretch. But it's probably a whole lot easier to get rid of your head coach than anybody else. So
the Buccaneers beat the 49ers 30-19.
Baker Mayfield is the front runner for MVP.
1,000%.
I would have said Josh Allen, but 2 back-to-back poor games, 2 interceptions last night is not.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
We'll get into it, I'm sure, but
the Packers beat the Bengals 27-18.
The Packers confuse me. I need to see what they look like when Jalen Reed gets back and Watson's out there. Watson may have been out there, but I don't know. But I don't know, dude. They started out hot, and I think you mentioned it. They're kind of fizzling out a little bit. The excitement's kind of
I don't want to call them a fraud.
No, because they'll still make the playoffs, but
they're not. I don't find them Super Bowl frontrunners anymore.
You're in. This is the part of the year I like to call your free space, where you can play poor games and lose games you should have won. Like, you don't want to ever say, oh, it's just October football, or it's just September football. We can afford to lose these, because you never want to you don't want to have that mindset. You don't want to go into these games thinking, I can just lose this one, I can lose that one, I can lose these 3 in a row. You don't want to have that mindset, but at the same time, you really want to be playing your best ball after Thanksgiving.
Right, yeah.
Or just before Thanksgiving. So, I mean, yeah, teams get themselves in a hole, but after Thanksgiving, you still have that time that you can kind of dig yourself out and make a playoff push. And so, Packers are going to be fine. The Packers will make the playoffs. Packers will probably win that division. But it's going to be interesting to watch what happens post.
The Chiefs beat the Lions 30-17.
Are the Chiefs chiefing? Pat, they look good. I don't know if it was so much that the Chiefs looked that good or if something wasn't clicking with Detroit. Like, why did you get away from the run as much as you did?
Their defense did not look good either.
Yeah, the defense was poor. I mean, the concepts that Kansas was running were obvious concepts. Their run schemes and their pass schemes were clearly obvious. And yeah, no, they just let Kansas go up and down the field on them. Now, if they meet again, but they won't, but if they meet again, say at the Super Bowl, will that be the same outcome? I don't know.
I think it's too early to call anything.
It's still way too early to call.
See, but the thing is, though.
But I think the really good teams are starting to separate themselves a little bit from the teams that aren't so good.
Well, I actually disagree with that. I think this is like the first year in a long time that I can't name a Super Bowl favorite right now.
Yeah, no, I mean it's tough looking at the teams, looking at their schedules, the remaining schedules, looking at their current records right now. It's not so clear to see the easiest path
because the Patriots are not true.
Yeah, I mean the Patriots are cooking right now. But again, if taking last year's stance for a lot of teams like the Commanders, like other successful teams, and saying, oh, well, their schedule hasn't been the hardest. They've had a cake schedule. And if we're going to say that last year, we have to say it this year too. The Patriots haven't really played a whole lot of people. Their best team that they've played has been the Bills. And kudos to you. Like, I mean, you beat them. Yeah. You straight out beat them, which is great. Like, good for you. But other than that, dude, it's like you really haven't played anybody, and now everyone is trying to hype. It's so crazy to me that everyone's saying, "Oh, these teams made a mistake, in drafting Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix ahead of not ahead, but Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels ahead of Drake May and blah 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 blah." I don't think Drake May is necessarily better than Caleb Williams or Bo Nix, and I don't understand why we continually have to have this conversation of who's better than who. I tell you who's not having these conversations:
Jaden
Daniels, Drake May, Caleb Williams. I tell you what, all of these teams are happy with their picks, so leave it at that.
Yeah, the Patriots I've only played one person above 500.
Yeah,
and one.
So if we're going to use those metrics that we used last year for other teams, you got to use it here too. Like, I mean, I know he's not a rookie anymore. He's in his sophomore year. Okay, like the metrics is, if we're going to use those metrics last year, the metrics is still the same. And so far, dude, it's been crazy. The The only quarterback who seems to so far have a kind of a slump is Bo.
Yeah.
Because Bo's not playing as well as he did last year. But again, everyone seems happy with their picks, so it doesn't really matter. I like before the game, they asked Jaden what his thoughts were going into the game as far as like Caleb Williams and so on and so forth. He said, not a whole lot to it. He was taking one. I was taking two. That's it. Like, let's go play football. And that's what the topic needs to be. Like, you can look at numbers. You can look at obscene stats. You can make up your own conclusions to things. But at the end of the day, the teams are happy with them. Then just be happy that the guys are successful. I mean, I don't care who you like the best out of that class. 2024 will go down as the best quarterback class in the last several years.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So, fooey on that.
The Falcons beat the Bills 24-14. They just were not. They did not have anything.
The Falcons made Josh uncomfortable, and that's not something you see.
I mean, the Bills' defense was the Bills' defense. I mean,
well, that's what I'm. But that's
they're not.
That's my next. Sorry, go ahead.
The Bills. They're not good. McDermott has needed to be gone.
Yeah. Josh Allen always buys him a little more time.
Josh just didn't. He didn't look like the
2 touchdowns,
reigning MVP.
2 picks, 187 yards.
He did not look like the reigning MVP.
The game was poor, but they always do this.
180 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Yeah, they always do this. In the last several years with the Bills, draft years, they always attack the wrong side of the ball, and it's always so obvious what needs to be addressed. That whole defense, dude, apart from a couple people, needs to be overhauled. Sean McDermott, dude, I don't know. We'll do hot seats next week, but he's probably on the top. He's probably leading that train, because they refuse to do anything defensively to make that Bills team better.
Well,
now I'm not saying the defense lost them that game because Josh was not the MVP last night. Josh Allen looked rough. You can't go 2 for 2, only 180 yards, and expect to do much of anything. I think his completion percentage was 54.
Let's see.
You can't do that and expect to win. So, man,
Doesn't say.
Yeah, that was a tough look. But one thing that I am confident in is that Josh Allen will bounce back.
Yeah, 100%.
He'll be fine.
He'll do it for Haley Steinfeld.
I don't blame him. I'll do it for Haley Steinfeld.
And then the Bears beat the Commanders 25-24.
So, let's park it. Because
Scourge.
to the same effect that the Bills continue to do anything about their defensive struggles, the Commanders refuse to do anything about their defensive struggles. They had defensive struggles last year. I don't care what you say. The defense wasn't hot last year. Their defense isn't hot this year. They play a good game, they lay an egg. They play a good game, decent game, they lay an egg. They laid an egg last night. Did you have some good moments where you could hang your hat on? Like, yeah, it was a good performance. Sure, but the body of work of last night was abysmal. And the problem is, I don't even put that on the defensive side of why they lost that game. I mean, sure, you have Quan Martin who completely whiffed on a tackle. I mean, he was on the sideline. Just push him out. And you dive at the dude and you don't even wrap him up. Like you literally slide off of him. If you're not confident, I was listening to B. Mitchell Finley this morning, and Brian Mitchell made a good point. It looked like he was overthinking how to tackle him, what angle he should take. If you're overthinking it, dude, just push him. Just push him out of bounds. That saves a 54-yard touchdown.
And maybe won you the game.
And maybe would have won you the game. Marshawn Lattimore.
Come on.
He pulled up. No, and corner-wise, as a back, he was fine. Like, he and Trey did a good job, for the most part. But watching that play in particular, he backed up. He held up. Now, I get it. You thought your guy was going to make the tackle. Don't think your guy's going to make the tackle. Play through the ball. Play through the whistle.
Yeah.
Because if you kept going, you could have hit him after Quan missed and got him down. The defense, you continuously drop. Before he got hurt, you continuously drop your best pass rusher into coverage. Why is Dorrance Armstrong dropping back in the cover? He's got 6 sacks on 6 games, and he's dropping back into coverage.
Why is Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louver covering wide receivers?
I get it. They're crossing over the guys, and they have to cover them. If that's the case, run 3 linebackers, make Bobby the run stopper, because that's what he's best at, and have Luvu and McGee out in coverage, because at least McGee and Luvu are faster.
Yeah.
Turnovers continue to be a thing. They almost had 2 turnovers last night, and they dropped them. Mike dropped one, and Luvu dropped one.
Now, technically, Luvu's was still a turnover. Just turnover on downs.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Well, I'm just saying. They stopped them on 4th down. Give them credit where it happened.
They could not get any pressure on Caleb Williams at all.
Unless they were running 6 people.
Yeah, and at that point, he just could dump it off to Swift, and he hurt you. DeAndre Swift had 108 yards last night, I think, on 17 attempts. The last time DeAndre Swift had a 100-yard game? Last year when they played the Commanders.
Yeah.
For a team whose front 4 was supposed to be dominant against the run, because that's what they focused on. I don't even think I saw Goldman out there.
No, I don't remember seeing Eddie Goldman.
For a team, I don't know why. The dude's huge. Anyway, for a team that prides themselves on being able to stop the run, you didn't do that last night.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift, I don't think, had a 70-yard game this season until last night.
Yeah, he's been having an off year.
And he just cooked you. Your defensive line was pushed around.
Yeah.
Holes were open, lanes were pushed and made. And then offensively, I can't even say Terry. Obviously, Terry was missed, but I can't even say having Terry in that game would have made a difference, because they shot themselves in the foot
3 times.
Bill lost a fumble, which this is his 2nd game in a row with a fumble. You can't do that. I can almost guarantee you, if he drops one on Sunday, he's not going to be getting the carries anymore. Because McNichols came in and did great. Now, granted, he wasn't asked to do a whole lot, but when he was asked to do something, he did. You look at that 3rd and 15, that was all him. Like, he caught the ball pretty much at the line of scrimmage. That first down was all him. That second effort to get the first down was all him.
Yeah.
And, Jaden, Jaden made a character, he threw an interception, which,
it's first of the year.
When he released that ball and I saw the camera widen out and I saw where the corner was, I was like, oh, that's getting picked off.
Yeah, it was
because he was late. It was low. It was slow, and the corner was just there. I don't think he saw him, and I think that's probably why he threw it that way. But if he had threw it on time, touchdown.
Yeah.
And Jaden makes that throw 9 times out of 10, but the one time was the game they should have won, or they could have won, and they had every opportunity to win that game. I saw people saying that the refs gave Washington that game and that the refs were bad. I thought the refs were okay. I didn't think they were too bad. It was obvious that it was a first-year crew, but people were complaining about that.
I didn't hear any call. I didn't hear any plays. I didn't really see any calls I disagreed with.
Well, so people were saying that illegal formation when Rome Odunze had the first down or the touchdown, ticky-tacky, whatever. People were complaining about the first roughing the passer. Look, rule book says you can't hit the quarterback in the head.
And you hit him in the head.
That's going to get
You know how many
called every
times
time.
that happens to Washington?
You're going to get called every time for that. When homeboy went low on Jaden and it
That's
went for the
roughing
leg,
the passer.
you're going to get called for that every time because, like, I don't remember who the rule expert was last night, but he even said, like, he had time to pull up, but he dove for the legs. Like, he made the effort to go.
People are mad because they knew Washington gifted them the game, and they were trying to be like, no, we won it on our own accord.
The better team won last night.
No.
No. The better team won last night because they played better. They were the better team last night because they won, but I think the Commanders are still a better team.
I don't think the better team won last night.
I think they just got outplayed.
I think we played better. I think 3 out of 4 of those quarters we played better football, but we just shot ourselves in the foot.
It was uncharacteristic mistakes from Jaden, and it feels odd that I can sit here and say that yes, Jaden Daniels lost us that game because you're driving, and why Cliff looked off last night, and some of his play calling was great. Others he seemed off. Physically, he looked off.
Maybe he's tired, Kevin.
I would be tired too if I was dealing with this. Okay, but no. And so 3rd and 1 when it's been raining. Why are you lining up in shotgun with the back so far behind you? I don't get that. I don't like that, but it is what it is. You're driving, 3rd and 1, you need a yard. The first down pretty much almost ends it. You're moving the ball, right? And then Jaden fumbles the snap.
Yeah.
And he even, like, to his credit, he takes to his, like I said, to his credit, he takes credit for it. Like he acknowledges the fact that that was on me. I got to be better. He said he lost focus, which I'm not thrilled to hear. But I mean, I can almost guarantee you he's not going to make that mistake again. Because that's one thing that I liked about him last year is that, when he made a mistake, he learned from it and he didn't do it. He didn't do it again. And yes, I understand he had multiple interceptions last year, but that's not the same thing. And so, like I said, I can guarantee you he's not going to do that again. But that doesn't really do a whole lot for last night. And if they refuse, and they refuse to do anything about Matt Gay, okay, I understand he made 8 straight kicks, and that bought him time. But what about all the other kicks he missed? And the absolute refusal.
If he made that kick, we would have won last night.
Yeah, if he had made that kick last night, that would have put Washington up 5, and that would have made Caleb
have to throw a touchdown.
Have to make a touchdown. Which, at the rate they were moving the ball, who knows if they could have gotten it or not? I don't know. Who can say at this point? But your refusal to bring in competition for Matt Gay is astonishing, and I cannot wrap my mind around it. Which leads me to my next thing in saying that Joe Witt probably shouldn't be calling the plays for defense anymore. I understand Joe is not tackling. I understand Joe is not responsible for the effort these players put into it. That's an individual thing per each player. But you're still drawing up schemes. You're still the one calling these plays. You're still the one responsible for making sure these guys are in the best position.
You're the one dropping Dorrance Armstrong into coverage.
Yeah. And if your guys aren't tackling, and if your guys aren't communicating, and your guys aren't performing the way they need to be, that reflects the coaching. But my fear is the fact that now, Joe, I saw that Dan had an interview with Chuck Hernandez today, and he had said something that made me think maybe he's considering it. But then at the same time, he said, "But I hear all the plays anyway." So I don't know where to go from there. If you just want to look up, I think Chuck Hernandez, look him up on Twitter. That interview's on there, but his refusal to do anything about Matt Gay tells me that he's not going to do anything about Joe.
Yeah.
He likes to say we have the utmost confidence in our guys, and that's fine. up until they show that they can't, that they're not capable. I'm not saying that Gay's not capable. I'm not saying that Joe Witt's not capable. I'm just saying that little competition goes a long way, and especially if you preach competition, and that's been your whole thing for the 2 years you've been here, and your kicker's not performing the way he needs to be, why haven't you brought in competition? If your defense continues to struggle against explosive plays, against the run, against any sort of coverage you're trying to draw people into, at what point is it not so much the players as it is what's being instilled in them? What's the install like? What is the coach? What are the players being coached to do?
Yeah,
dropping Dorrance Armstrong in the coverage is not an acceptable position to find yourself. Having Bobby Wagner chase down Bijan Robinson is not acceptable. Having him chase down OZ is not acceptable.
No, I agree, man.
There was one play where they shifted coverage, and I can't remember if it was Mikey, if it was Lattimore, or if it was Amos. I don't think it was Amos because Amos was on the left side. They passed off coverage to Bobby. Bobby didn't see it, and that's how, I think it was Roma Dunze. That's how Roma Dunze got wide open, and he chopped up for like 20 yards, I think. Is that they refuse to address the defense, and these slow starts on offense is not cute anymore. Like, sure, it's like, darn, we have a hard time on the road. We need to get that fixed. Okay, cool. Like, okay, we get that. You're on the road. It's hard. But now we can't use that excuse anymore because you had an abysmal slow start last night.
Well, that was because of turnover.
Well, yes, but still. Yeah, I understand. It's more, the question is it slow starts or is it mistakes that make slow starts? Last night, it was mistakes that had you slow starts because you had 2 turnovers in your first 2 drives, and you're not going to win games doing that.
Nope.
It's a problem. The slow starts, and the problem is I don't even know what it'll take to fix it. Maybe having McLaurin back will help. Maybe having Noah back will help. Maybe the last night that was the worst Larry Tunsil game since he's been here.
Yeah.
The Bears defense was in Jaden's lap, it seemed, almost all game. And hopefully maybe having Cos back will help that. But I don't know.
If he doesn't play this week, he's out for the
season.
No,
he'll play. He said they were asking him last night or last week before the game. He said if it's not this week, it'll be against the Cowboys. So I don't foresee him not playing. But Noah Brown's got to start. At what point do you think, okay, at what point do we just need to cut our losses with Noah? Because he played 2 games this year. I understand last year's injury was kind of a freak thing that, injury-prone people, you can't even say.
Didn't he puncture his lung?
They said it was an internal injury, probably punctured lung. But this year, man, I mean, he played 2 games.
Well, yeah, but who knows if he ever really fully recovered from his injury? And
yeah, they say it's unrelated, but that's what they're going to say. So who knows, man? I know what needs to be fixed with that team. I just don't know what it's going to take to fix it, nor do I think they're willing to do it. Because right now, like, I get it. The trade deadline's in like 3-4 weeks. You got to wonder if they've even got the capital to try to make a trade, or if they're just going to ride it into the draft. I did see some interesting trade proposals that included Brandon Coleman, which I'm interested in because Brandon Coleman has just kind of, with the emergence of Chris Paul playing the way he is and Trent Scott being the size Trent Scott is, and having Tunsil, I know Tunsil really likes Connolly. You just really don't hear much from Coleman anymore, and so you got to think that he's probably going to be
Well, Coleman's been hurt.
Yeah, well, you got to think that he's probably going to be a thanks for what you've done for us, and good luck on your next team. So I could see some trade packages with him floating around. You just don't have the trade capital to really entice the type of players you need. Will Drake Jackson make a difference? I hope so. He's 25 years old, I think. He's a young edge guy. So you've got some youth on the edge. Hopefully he can set it. If they pick up Treylon, maybe Treylon Burke was the 25-year-old. If you can pick up Burke, instead of Chris Moore, hey, kudos to Chris Moore. Chris Moore had a beautiful touchdown last night. And for all this talk about Luke needing to do more, Luke's had his third touchdown of the season. And Luke has really started to
Coming to his own.
Luke has really started to show why he needs to be on the field a whole lot more. Jalen Lane, a beautiful catch by him continuing down the seam, and that double move he hit on Tyreek,
Stevenson.
dude.
Yeah,
That thing was a thing of beauty, man.
That's
The stop and go, man. It had him on ice.
that's great.
So he needs to, both these when the young guys need to step up, the young guys have stepped up. That deserves more playing time. Why? Like last night they ran a lot of 13, so there was 2 tight ends on the field, and only 1 receiver. And that receiver was Chris Moore. Or was it 3 tight ends? Anyway, there's only 1 receiver, and that receiver was Chris Moore. That Chris Moore cannot be your 1 receiver out there. With all of that being said, let's get into Say Something Nice. And I'm sorry we didn't get into a plethora of different games, but I needed to get that off my chest. And I feel a lot better because I've been frustrated all day.
My thing with that is like maybe there is something to us being the oldest team in the league.
You know, with age comes experience. I get that, and they
But with age comes slowing down.
Joe Witt was asked why hasn't McGee and Medrano and Cahill seen the field as much as Bobby and Frankie, and his answer made sense. Okay, his answer was because they don't see the field the same way these veterans do. I get that. That makes sense, but they don't have necessarily the speed
They used to have.
Bobby Wagner is great to stop the run. If you want to keep him as a true Mike and just leave him in the middle of the field to stop whatever run, I support that.
Yeah.
If you want to send Luvu on a blitz, I support that. If you want to have Medrano, who is the fastest linebacker at the combine, dropping the coverage, cool. You want to play Cahill that way? Cool. I know Cahill's had a concussion, or McGee. Cahill had the concussion. If you want to play McGee in that position, I get it. Cool. Run with 3 linebackers then. Hopefully they get Jonathan Jones back because I think Jonathan Jones was Jonathan Jones or Will.
Will Harris got the fractured.
Yeah, so it's probably JJ who can come off IR. If you get him back on the field, that's I think that helps out a lot more than what you think. Mikey, I don't know. Mikey's probably been the biggest disappointment of the season. His regression has been loud. And I think honestly, like I don't know, man. Maybe you move him back outside. Maybe you put Jonathan Jones in the slot and you move him back outside. I just don't know. I'll tell you one thing. If I was the defensive coordinator, I'd figure it out quick. You can call me. Email us.
I think.
But with all of that negativity,
I think Mikey's been having a fair year.
He's regressed quite a bit from his rookie season. Well,
I don't think so. Because I mean, I don't think our defense is any worse. It certainly has not gotten better. It's not any worse than it was last year.
No, it's just all the training camp you heard of how this defense and this secondary was going to be the strength of the team. But Jaden is back to having to play by himself and save these games because the defense isn't doing anything. The fact that Chicago was able to run the ball last night when they had next to tail end last run offense in the league, the run defense was abysmal, and they stopped Washington's run defense. He was supposed to have one of the best. They were supposed to have the best, and they were embarrassed last night.
Well, they don't have their best rushing defense. They have the best rushing in the league, not defense.
I was talking. Well, okay. I said one of the best, one of the better, I should say. For all of that negativity, let's get into Say Something Nice because I think we need it. Luke McCaffrey had a great game.
Luke did have a great game.
Jalen Lane had a great game.
Josh Allen, you're still very handsome.
Yeah. Trey Amos had a great game.
Yeah.
Bill, Bill's going to bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Commanders will bounce back. We're at 500 right now. Yes, we had a chance to tie,
And I do want to say something.
but we fumbled it. No pun intended.
I do want to say something about that. It's
week 6.
everybody's jumping off the train.
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody's forgetting. And I saw this one dude on Twitter, on X, say, I'm so used to this team disappointing me that I'm callous to it. I'm like,
Yeah, I saw that.
do you not remember last year?
Yeah.
I mean, is this fan base so fickle that they're going to forget an entire year?
Season's not over. They still
Kansas
got a
City
lot
Chiefs
of football.
The Kansas City Chiefs are 3-3. If I can just remind everybody out there that the Kansas City Chiefs are 3-3, there's a lot worse things to be than 500.
Now they've got a tough stretch coming up. They've got a really, really tough stretch coming up. So it'll be interesting to see what the outcome is of the next 4 or 5 games. Zachary, my last say something nice is your head is not that big.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at FairCatchPod, Facebook at FairCatch Podcast, Twitter at FairCatch Podcast.
No T.
Whatever TikTok is, I don't know because I don't
Fair
pay
Catch
attention.
Podcast. Just strictly that.
All right, Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time, day, evening, nighttime, or whatever time you listen to this episode of the Fair Catch Podcast. Sorry that I rambled so much, but I appreciate you listening to the Fair Catch Podcast with Kevin Huffman featuring Zachary this episode. Remember to share this podcast with everyone you know and love, even those you don't. And as always, be a friend, tell a friend, something nice. Might just change their life, you never know. And as always, Zach Ertz had that first down.
Sure did.
Peace.